Okay, this is a continuation of question 1 from the grade 12 November 2021 paper 1. And this is an equation we're going to solve simultaneously. And often when we see the word solve simultaneously, I think we are going to use the method of substitution. And to do that, we solve one equation for a variable. In this case, I'm going to solve it for x because that's the easiest one, the first equation for x. And then we substitute into the other equation. So I'm going to take my 2y equals 3 plus x and isolate the x by subtracting 3 from both sides, and then I take my 2y minus 3 and I put it in wherever I see an x in the other equation. So that's 2, here it was 2xy plus 7, and then we had an x squared, which would be 2y minus 3 squared plus 4y squared. Now I have an equation I need to solve for y. And this first term becomes 4y squared minus 6y. There's my plus 7. I'm going to go do a little work on the side to multiply out 2y minus 3 squared, because it's easy to make a mistake on this one. 4y squared minus 6y minus another 6y plus 9. And you may have learned a shortcut to do that all in one step, which is great. But if you need to write it out, it's a good idea to do that. Okay, I'm going to start combining like terms and then figure out what kind of an equation this is. If I combine like terms on the right side, I get 8y squared minus 12y plus 9. And I notice, oh, this looks as if it's going to be a quadratic because the squared terms are not going to cancel out. So I am going to set everything equal to 0. And I do that so that the first term is positive, just because I think that that's a little bit easier. And then I could divide everything by 2 here to make my life even easier, because I'm trying to decide if I want to factor or use the quadratic formula. Either one would work. I'm going to choose to factor because that is not a difficult one to factor. If you're not sure about whether that works, you can always multiply it out to see if it's the same as the equation above, and then we can set each one of those terms equal to 0, and we get that y is a half and y is 1. But we have not finished the problem because we were also asked to find x. So I would go back to my easiest equation, that is 2y minus 3 is equal to x, with the x isolated, and plug in my y value. So one set of answers is -2 for x, and y is a half, and the other is -1 for x. -1, 1 would be the set of the ordered pair. So those are our two solutions.